Please be advised, the following program, Nazi America: The Campaign, is a work of fictional, historical speculation. It explores mature themes of political extremism, fascism, and societal conflict. It contains strong language, depictions of violence, and references to hateful ideologies that some listeners may find disturbing. This series does not endorse or glorify any of the extremist views portrayed. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Dark World Conversations present Nazi America: The Campaign by R.J. Kelsey. Before the violence, before the death and destruction, before the election, there was the campaigns that set everything off. Episode 2: The Decision of Richard Brady.
When a nation teeters on the edge, the most important choice isn't who will lead it forward, but who will refuse to lead it back. The echoes of Daniel Thompson's venomous rally still reverberated across the fractured American landscape, a chilling prophecy of the darkness to come. In the heart of the Pacific Northwest, far from the burning effigies and the chants of purity, a different kind of leader wrestled with a different kind of duty. This is Salem, Oregon, June 25, 2122. A crisp, almost too perfect dawn, hinting at the storm brewing beyond its borders. For Governor Richard Brady, the serenity of the Oregon capital offered little solace against the clamor of a nation demanding salvation, or simply a sacrifice.
Richard, the head of the Republican Party, is on line 1. It sounds urgent.
Thank you. I've been expecting this call. Give me a minute to collect myself. So, any plans for the tonight? We're celebrating Alexis's graduation, and I know she would like to see you, as well as Ashley.
Well, tell Alexis congratulations. However, I promised a friend to go on a blind date. She says he's very handsome. Someone named Rogers.
You don't sound too happy. Last time I saw you like this, well, you weren't in a good place.
Was when my grandmother died. I still thank you for that leave you gave me. When my parents died, she was all I had left.
It was no problem.
Anyways, it's just... She's set me up several times in the past. The last person tried to go all the way on the first date.
Sorry to hear about that. That is really inappropriate.
Don't be. He was charming and not that bad.
I could have gone a whole lifetime not knowing that. Please, for all that is holy and decent, just transfer the call. And let's keep love lives outside the workplace. I can handle only one disaster at a time.
Well, do.
Phone connect, line 1.
Richard, I'm sure you saw Daniel's speech just yesterday.
I did. Calling the Constitution an outdated form of socialism. He knows if he is elected, he's supposed to protect and defend it. Anyway, Benjamin, you didn't call me to tell me about Daniel's latest temper tantrum. So what's he, bad news? So why this call, like I don't already know?
I'm not going to lie. We need you, desperately. Daniel is skyrocketing in the polls. He's galvanized the fringes, but he's also pulling in disillusioned independents, even some moderate Republicans who are just tired. We have people on the streets demanding that Daniel just be appointed president, bypassing elections entirely. There's even been riots, violent clashes in Austin, Texas, and Altus, Oklahoma. The footage is horrific. We have some people in the primary, but some of them are closet America Now sympathizers, or worse, they're just not strong enough. They don't have the power, the moral authority to defeat Daniel. The clock's ticking. If you don't announce soon, we lose momentum. The base needs hope. The country needs hope, my friend.
What about the vice president? I know that he has feelers. Surely he's a contender.
Bill Nielsen. He's a fine politician. However, he has no chance of winning. If Sanchez's record doesn't come up, then Marcella's death definitely will.
But he was exonerated, and that was such a long time ago. He's made several apologies to his family.
And yet Daniel will make it sound like it was yesterday and a conspiracy, especially when there was no investigation. You know how America Now operates. No policy, just rabid conspiracies and blaming other people for their messes. They literally push a false narrative.
But I already made my announcement to run for governor last year. My commitment should be to Oregon. There is so much unfinished business to do.
Look, Richard, you've done a good job with Oregon. You proved all the critics wrong with your green measures helping businesses, helping the state flourish. But the country needs you. This is bigger than Oregon. This is exponential.
Very well. I'll make an announcement in 2 days. Can you give me that, so I can prepare the proper speech?
Fine. But I know you, Richard, and I see your face. I don't think I will hold my breath. Just think about what's at stake.
Thank you. I know that we need to hold the line against Daniel. Phone off.
Problem, sir? I can hear the anger a mile away.
Amy, we've known each other for over 30 years. You're the godmother to my daughter. I think we can leave out the sir, especially when we are alone.
Yes, sir. So what's the problem? And should I have cleanup ready if you want to throw something?
They're not looking for leadership, Amy. They're looking for a federal warhorse, a political gladiator to battle Daniel Thompson in the mud. And that's not who I am. I love my state. I love what it can stand for. Hope for a better future, here and now.
Well, whatever you decide, I'm sure you will need a good chief of staff.
No matter where I go, you will always be my first choice. You keep me grounded. Anyways, have fun with this Rogers person.
Depends on how the date goes.
Once again, mental picture I did not need. Any new business today?
You have that meeting with the cabinet at 3 p.m.
Damn, I totally forgot about it. I guess it's a good thing I have the #1 chief of staff on my team to keep me on track.
Always keeping you on your toes.
I don't know what I would do without you.
In the echo of polished chambers, ideas collide with resistance, and ambition meets scrutiny. The visionaries of Oregon convene, their grand plans momentarily overshadowed by the shadow of a national crisis and the unspoken question hanging in the air. Does our leader stay, or does he run?
I tell you that the idea of a train that can get you from Los Angeles to Seattle in 4 hours is ridiculous, economically unfeasible, and politically impossible.
They said the same thing about the clamp system, about the train to Ontario, but we proved them wrong. Oregon needs to lead the way out of fossil fuels, which has been turning our country into a third-world empire, to clean energy. We need to play catch-up to the rest of the world.
Those things only happened because you convinced Oregonians to invest their kickers into the project with the help of federal funds. The federal government will not fund this project. not with the threats of waste, fraud, and abuse allegations that America now keeps ramming down people's throats. Their conspiracy theories and rhetoric have poisoned the well.
That's why we involve the government as little as possible. We continue to build our own path, and the other states will follow suit. Look, I've looked at the polls, and it seems that this Erica Hernandez is a sure lock for the California's governor position. She believes in clean initiatives. I also have it on authority that she is the daughter of Melissa Carthridge,
The Speaker of the House. So,
when both of our elections is over, should we both win, I plan on visiting Miss Hernandez to talk about the project and then talk to her mother. Think about it. Oregon, leading the charge to creating a new economic corridor, a new future for the West Coast.
going to sweet-talk them, huh? Put the Brady charm on them.
A little charm, a lot of data, and a bright vision of the future. Anyways, it's getting late. We can pick this up tomorrow. I need to clear my head.
There is the question of if you're running for president.
Everyone keeps asking me that question. I have the message memorized in my mind, and my palm top is almost out of memory with the constant flow mail.
Look, Richard, you're the best governor this state ever had. I mean, look at everything you accomplished during your first term. So much that no one has even stepped up to challenge you for re-election. That doesn't happen. It's a testament to your leadership, to your ability to deliver.
Look, I didn't endorse you because you're an ass-kisser, so I'm sure you have a point to make.
I don't think anyone would behoove you or condemn you if you decided to run for president. The country is in a tailspin. We need someone sane, someone with a proven track record of bringing people together, not tearing them apart.
You're just saying that because you want this chair.
A little bit, maybe. But mostly because it's true, Richard. You're uniquely positioned. There aren't many like you left.
When the calls stop and the rain begins, only those closest remain. Behind every public decision is a private moment, a quiet reckoning. And behind every leader, someone who knows the man beneath the title. The rain always returns to Oregon, just as duty returns to him. He never asked for sainthood, just a clean conscience. But sometimes a clean conscience demands a difficult choice.
You okay? You barely ate your meal. And you keep looking off into space.
I got a call from Benjamin today.
Oh, really? What does he want? Like I should really have to ask.
What do you think? He wants me to run for president, and Terry agrees with him. They both say I might be the only hope for the Republicans who haven't groveled themselves to American now, the only one that can stand to Thompson's brutality.
What did you expect? They are terrified of Daniel Thompson. I have to admit, so am I. Saying that a good immigrant is a dead immigrant? And I have seen the other candidates. They will get clobbered. At least the Democrats might have a winner with Jasmine Cortez, even if she is spirited.
Yeah, I've seen her record. If Daniel is too extreme on one end, she's extreme on the other. Everyone thought at first I was extreme with green energy. She makes me out to be a venture capitalist. Both parties need to have someone moderate, someone that can unite instead of divide.
I agree. That's probably why they want you. You know how to reach across the aisle, listen to others, and are not afraid to compromise.
Bill Nielsen would be a good choice, but he has scandals and Sanchez's record to deal with. Then there's Jill London. She might make a good president, except
Many people blame her for helping to start the Botswana War.
the war that killed my brother. Mind you, I don't fault her for that. She relied on fabricated evidence.
But many other people do.
That and the several congressional investigations doesn't help her chances.
The question is, what do you want?
Simpler times. You remember when I used to be shy? Not that outspoken, just a normal law school student?
Who could forget? During your tour of Willamette, I asked you where the best bars were, and you had that innocent look on you. I thought me and Marianne were going to be led by a total loser.
You broke me out of that. First moment I saw you, something in me awoken. You made me feel alive and sometime embarrassed.
Like at your sister's wedding.
Yeah, that.
And then you thought I was gay.
Well, when I heard you tell another woman that you loved her, what was I supposed to think? I felt my heart break.
Probably didn't help after your mother's funeral. You were probably all over the place.
Probably didn't.
Anyway, I'm glad we cleared the air on that.
In more ways than one. Without you, we wouldn't have the clamp system for cars. The garden skyscrapers in Oregon would not be the jewel of the Pacific Northwest. You're my anchor, my muse.
I think you give me way too much credit. But the question, once again, is what do you want?
I have this idea, Ashley. A bullet train from Seattle to Los Angeles, with Portland as the epicenter. Just like the bullet trains we have from Portland to Ontario, Oregon, Klamath Falls, and our beaches. Imagine a green corridor connecting major cities, fueled by renewable energy. That's a future I can build. And I want to fund teachers. Not just support them, but truly fund them. So Oregon has the best education, not just in America, but the world. To bring genuine glory to this great state, to invest in its children, its future. That's my vision.
Then I guess you already made your decision.
I guess I have. But right now, all I want is you.
The world wanted an answer, but not every answer satisfies, and not every silence means surrender. In Salem, the press were hungry for a savior and unwilling to accept a retreat. The stage was set, not just for a political statement, but for a defining moment in a nation on the brink.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for coming today. Sarah, always a pleasure to see your smiling face from MBCS. Gregory, a pleasure. Sean. Now to get to the point. I know that many people across this country want me to run for the office of the president. After a long, thoughtful talk with my family and my closest advisors, I have decided that my best interests, and more importantly, my deepest commitment, are still here in Oregon. I will now take questions and comments.
What do you tell the people that says if you don't run, Thompson will be the president? He's polling at 58% nationally with heavy support from America Now and some Republicans. Aren't you effectively abandoning this country?
If the people believe that he would be a good president, then they will vote for him, and then we'll find out if they're right. As for the Republicans, they did this to themselves ages ago. My job is not to save a party that set itself on fire, but to serve the people of Oregon.
But you seem to be the sanest Republican, the one that has a chance of beating Daniel.
Well, if I'm considered the sanest Republican, then I guess the party is in more trouble than people thought. And perhaps that's a problem they need to solve internally, not by leaning on one individual to be their miracle worker.
And many people are saying you're drunk with power, Governor. That you're too comfortable here, unwilling to face a real fight on the national stage.
I'll stay sober here, in Oregon. My power is derived from the people of this state, and I intend to use it to serve them, not chase a poisoned chalice in Washington.
Governor, what happens if no strong Republican runs? What happens if this creates a clear path for Thompson with no viable opposition?
Then I guess it's up to the hands of the Democrats to present a candidate who can galvanize the nation. But I can't see the Republicans not wanting to replace Sanchez with another Republican. This country has to decide what kind of leadership it really wants. My fight is here. Oregon deserves better, and I plan to deliver that better future.
But what about the rest of us, Governor? What about the country beyond Oregon? You don't have any scandals, and both the Democrats and Republicans, at least the rational ones, love you, unlike all the other people who are running who seem deeply flawed or tainted.
One man can't fix a broken party. One man can't fix a broken country. But one state can show where this country should go. One state can be the shining light, a beacon of progress and civility in a time of darkness. I intend for that state to be Oregon. The future isn't built on desperation. It's built on vision, and mine starts here. My commitment is unwavering.
You just walked away from the last chance this country had. You just condemned us all.
Well, then I hope you're wrong.
Well, Slotkins, I guess your poster person is too much of a coward. Probably knew that Daniel would mop the floor with him. Cowardice, pure and simple.
If you had any journalistic ethics, Sean, you would know the man Richard Brady is. It doesn't surprise me he decided not to run. Richard Brady is a man of integrity. I knew when he announced that he was running for another term as governor that running for president would be out of the question for him. He's a man of his word, unlike some others.
You keep telling yourself that, Gregory, but without Brady, both the Republicans and the Democrats have losers. The field is clear for Thompson. Your man of integrity just handed him the election on a silver platter.
I have every faith that Bill Nielsen will eventually announce his candidacy and bring down Daniel Thompson. Or perhaps another challenger will rise. This country has faced dark times before.
That loser, he still has Marcella hanging over his head like a shroud. Thompson will tear him apart with that. You're deluding yourself. If you think he has a chance...
We'll have to see. In the meantime, how's that defamation lawsuit going against your network? If I recall correctly, your network fired their top anchor during the last lawsuit, and he was far more popular than you are. If I were you, Sean, I'd get my resume ready. You might find yourself on the street, begging for loose change, just like you fantasized about others.
One of these days, Gregory. One of these damn days.
Any place, anywhere. I'll be waiting.
Back in the studio, pundits spar, their words echoing the deepening chasm. On the ground, citizens cheer and demand more from their chosen leader. But for one man, the decision was made. The fight, for now, would be local. The question remained, would Oregon's light be enough to stem the rising darkness?
Governor Brady, I can't believe you picked Oregon over the federal government. It's incredible.
Why don't you believe it? Oregon is my home. It's where my heart is. I'll move on when this state becomes not just the envy of the nation, but of the world. That's my promise.
Well, thank you for staying with us, Governor. We need you here.
There's no place I'd rather be. I may not have been born in Oregon, but it is home, and it is worth fighting for. I just hope I didn't make a big mistake.
Governor Brady, on behalf of the Teachers Union, I'd also like to thank you. Your commitment to education is inspiring.
I mean what I say on my commercials and in my speeches. I will stop at nothing to make Oregon the envy of the world when it comes to educating our children. After all, they are the future, and they deserve the best education, the best opportunities. It starts here.
You know, many politicians say that, but when you say it, Governor, I believe it.
As well as you should.
Tonight, Governor Richard Brady chose not to run for president. He chose trains over power, Oregon over the world. Some will call it cowardice, others principle. But in a fractured nation, his absence leaves a void, and voids have a way of filling with darkness. A darkness that after today's events feels more inevitable than ever before.
The election has begun, with one of its strongest contenders left behind. As the machine grinds on and the darkness spreads from the nation's heart, the question remains, will anyone stop what's coming? Or will Oregon stand as the last bastion of light, a lonely testament to a path not taken?
My best interests are still here in Oregon.
Typical. Always the martyr. Always playing the long game for a better legacy, even if it means sacrificing others.
Richard could still be a big thorn in our plans, Kane. He still has the loyalty of both parties in a way few others do. What if he finds out about Breckendale? What if he decides his vision for Oregon needs to involve stopping us?
He has already shown that he only cares about Oregon. By the time he realizes the true scope of what's happening, by the time we get there, it will already be too late for his little dream state. He's boxed himself in. Let him build his pretty trains. We can use them later.
If you've been shaken by what you've heard today, then you are only just beginning to uncover the truth. Explore the full scope of this harrowing saga. Nazi America election will put the nation and democracy on the line, revealing the dark machinations behind the headlines. Conspiracy pulls back the curtain on the blood-soaked truth, exposing the hidden powers that seek to control. An insurrection shows you what happens when the last warning is ignored, when civil unrest explodes into open conflict. Election and Conspiracy are available now wherever you get your fiction, print, ebook, and book. Insurrection will be coming soon. Experience the full scope of the story while you still can. Visit darkworldconversations.com for more details. This has been a Dark World Conversations production of Nazi America the Campaign, Season 1, Episode 2. I'm RJ Kelsey, reminding you to ask questions, stay informed, and above all else, be vigilant. Have a nice day.